I'm gonna cut this live off. So y'all go ahead and join me on there. Check y'all out later. He said, I hope I dunk on somebody. I ain't dunk on nobody, man. I'm too short to dunk on somebody. Y'all can hear me. Y'all can see me. What's going on? What is going on, Fat Finger Squad? I hope y'all could see me and stuff, man. That is my bad. My bad. So what else we got going on here? Let me get let's go ahead and get GNS3 going. You can see me and hear me. Perfect. All right, perfect, man. Appreciate you for rocking with me, man. What else we said we was gonna do here? Let's see. Danny, man, appreciate you for tuning in. I see you was the only one in there. You like, man, anybody gonna be in here? Well, I guess you the network, bro, ain't gonna stream today. I don't know if anybody else kind of gave up on me, but I appreciate you guys for rocking with me. I had the other live stream going while I was driving and stuff. What was I gonna do here? Nothing. Nothing there. So yeah, again, make sure y'all join the Discord server. There is a link in the it's not in the description box, but it is. Let me get this, move this guy over so y'all can see. But yeah, there is a Discord server. Make sure y'all join that. Looks like Yobo seems to be the only one that's online on there. Let me get to moving this bad boy over. We need, what else we needed? We needed GNS3. Open up this and go to, come on, man. Come on, man. We got AO in the building, back in the building. Appreciate you for rocking with me. So we only need 2 routers, right? Router 1 and router 2, just like we did yesterday. I just can't remember how to configure a default route for IPv6. And I'm not going to, make pretend I know. So I'm just going to try to go through it and be like, okay, I think this was kind of like what I did yesterday, Yes, I could easily go through the solution and then try to teach y'all and stuff like that. But for me, it's almost like as I'm learning and trying to figure out, especially when you guys are helping me out and stuff like that. Danny said he learned a lot, and all those errors make sense. Man, same thing. I'd be thinking about it too. Like, okay, the reason why that didn't work was because I was trying to, first of all, I was fat fingering the IP addresses, because the IPv6 addresses are much longer than a 32-bit IPv4 address. So there was that. I was also using just the exit interface. I was not pointing it to the link local address. There was a couple things, man. So we definitely learned a lot. I definitely did. So let's see here. This is configuring. Okay, so yeah, today's episode 33. Configuring. What are you guys using today? I'm using GNS3, as you can see. IPv6 default routes. I'm gonna make sure we turn on IPv6 from the beginning. The objective of this lab is to learn and understand how to manually configure static default IPv6 routes. So yesterday we did a static route, right? But it wasn't a default route. It was a specific route to a specific destination, right? With default routes, it's just like, I don't know how to get to that location. I don't have a route to it, but I know how to get out of its neighborhood, and that's what a default route does, right? In a way, it's a type of static route, though. So that's the reason why they call it. That's why this says, well, it doesn't say static route, but it does say, yes, it says here how to manually configure static default IPv6 routes, as opposed to yesterday, which was just static routes. The lab purpose manually configure IPv6 IP interface addressing and then configure a static default route so router 1 can reach the loopbacks on router 2. So let's go ahead and drag and drop 2 routers. The version 15 joints like this and like that. Y'all with me so far, man. I appreciate you guys rocking with me, man, because I ain't at that level where I could just tune in. I mean, you know, stream whenever I want and just, you know, oh, I'm supposed to have a stream today at 8 o'clock. Man, fuck all that, man. I'll stream whenever I want, but y'all still rock with me, man. So I apologize about that. I don't want to, you know, make any promises, and that's the reason why I put on my channel that I'm gonna do Monday through, because those Monday through Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, that's the times that I typically lab, right? And I know that I can get to you guys on those days because I don't have my daughter and I don't have any other commitments, right? This guy's gonna be router 1, R1. Next guy's gonna be R2. So we're gonna get to labeling and cabling. And again, once we get more devices like this, I'm gonna do the labeling and cabling before I start streaming, right? Let's get this bad boy on. All right, y'all with me so far? What are you guys using? Y'all using GNS3 or even G, or, you know, got plant-based brother today? I guess he must have came in and was just like, man, this guy ain't tuning in. He ain't screaming today, man. Plant-based brother is typically on here. So is Gonzalo, but Yobo, Danny, and Ayo, looks like y'all the only ones in here today. And like I said, typically I'll wait for a little bit for them to for some late stragglers to come in, but I was the late straggler today. It's kind of like, you know how the rule in college was, if you wait in class for the first 10 minutes and the instructor's not there yet, well, guess what? It's time for us to break out. And we used to love those days because it was like, okay, we ain't got class today. So he's router 1. Let's get a label for the this guy is :1/64, and then duplicate that. He gonna be :2. Come on, man. He :2/64. Okay, and then the next one, and then the prefix for this guy is gonna be right here. He is 3FFF. We'll do all caps. FFF : Fat Finger Squad 1 2 3 4 : A B C D : 1 : /64, right? That's the prefix, right? Because remember, with IPv6 addresses, it's 8 sets of numbers, right? So we got 1 set here, 2 set here, 3 set here. This will be considered the 4th set because you can remove the first leading, you can remove leading zeros. So really, it's assumed, well, it's not assumed, it's implied here that there are 3 zeros before that 1 there. So that will be the 4th set, and then the rest of it is 4 more sets of numbers, but they're not there because this is the prefix. So this is like the first half of the address. That's why it's a /64 as opposed to /128, right? So this is the prefix for that subnet, and then that's .1 or .1, and then this is :2, right? So it's kind of like the IPv6 address for that interface, GI00, is this right here, :1, if that make any sense, right? And then the other one is this one right here, :2. Does that make sense? Right? So that's the first half of that prefix. Y'all with me so far? So I know IPv6 could be a little, you know, a little funky and a little confusing, right? So we also got 2 loopbacks that we need to configure. So remember, we're just doing the labeling right now. We're gonna do a loopback 0 for that guy right there on top. So L, come on, man, L, man, come on, cats, L, O. I'm just gonna write it out, man. Loopback 0, right? And then he gonna be 3. Come on, 3 FFF : 1 2 3 4 : AAA : 1. No, it's just 1 : and then : 1/64, right? Next one is the same thing. I'm gonna write it out though, so that way we don't get no typos. L, loopback. He is loopback 1, and then he gonna be 3 FFF : 1 2 3 4 : BBBB : 1/64, right? So basically, we got these 2 loopbacks that we're gonna configure right here. Let me fix this right here. Fat Finger Squad, loopback 1, right? And that's gonna be it. That's gonna be loopback 1. The other one's gonna be loopback 0, right? So we got 2 loopbacks right here, right? And we're gonna create some default routes on router 1 and create a default route to loopback 0 and then another default route to loopback 1. It's only one way to get there. This little line right here, right? This little interface, right? Gigabit 00, right? That's gonna be the exiting interface, right? However, we're gonna create a default route. These are 2 separate networks here, right? Because that is, found a typo, that is AA network, right? So this is the 3FF1234 AAA network. This is 3FFF1234 BDBB network. So that's 2 different networks. Y'all see that? Y'all with me so far? So let's go ahead and power these bad boys on and console into them. That's the labeling we got done so far. Task 1 is to configure the host names on router 1 and router 2. Y'all know how to do that. We only got 4 tasks today, and then we should be able to wrap this up. So again, my bad for tuning in late on y'all. Let's see here. Yeah, so buddy hit me up. It's crazy too. That dude with the routers, he let me know. He like, hey, I was like, so I saw you got some more routers on eBay that you trying to sell too. He's like, yeah, I do, but and it was about to the auction was gonna close or finish in about two hours or something like that, and I wasn't gonna wait around. So he's like, but I got a couple. It looks like I got a watcher, somebody that's watching it. So I'm gonna wait to see if they buy it or not, and then I'll let you know or whatever. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Just let me know. You know, we exchange phone numbers anyway and stuff. And I said, I'll let you know. Are these bad boys powered on? You know, y'all know that it takes a while for these. That's the reason why I want my hardware. It don't take that long. It takes a bit to boot up, but then y'all you gonna see how long it take these guys to boot up, right? And y'all know I was just running a little bit late. I should have had these maybe booted up. Next time we're gonna get the booting them up and do the labeling and cabling before I start streaming. But let's see how long it takes. I'm gonna just tell you the rest of it. So, and then he's like, okay, yeah, I'll let you know, whatever. I got a couple more. So I left, right? And as I'm leaving, I'm thinking about it. I'm like, he could have just canceled it right there, and I could have just bought it from him right there. But he said he wants to see if somebody gonna buy it or whatever. And some people that was watching it, how you could add stuff to your wish list on eBay. And then I thought about it. It's like, wait a minute. Let me go to I remember having one on my wish list, right? So I go on the wish list. I'm like, wait a minute, that watcher was me. It was me that was watching the other router. So he could have sold it to me right then and there. I'm like, hey man, I just thought about this. I texted him back. I was like, I'm the one that's watching it, that has it on my watch list. So he's like, oh, duh. Okay, well, I guess I can sell it to you. Could have saved me a trip, man. But you know what? It is what it is. He said he gonna sell them to me in a bundle. And yes, man. So yeah, we're gonna have 10 routers all together. Yes, 10 physical routers. Yes, I don't care what y'all say. I had some people roasting me on Twitter the other day talking about, man, you need to get on CML, and man, well, this guy is still using GNS3. What is wrong with this guy? You know what, man? That's how I do, man. That's how I do. I like hardware, and that is what I'm going to do. So I guess I'm a nerd like that. Whatever. Look, you see how long it's taking to boot up, man? Look at this. I got these CPU hog messages, man. Come on, man. Come on, Vlad. And then now this thing's tripping. Damn laptop. I mean, y'all with me so far? You got any questions? I know we haven't really started the lab yet. This guy's still booting up. My routers they're gonna be quicker than this, man. So we'll go to global config mode. Look at this, man. It take a minute just to do that. We'll change the host name to R1. Other guy's gonna be R2. Y'all know how to do that, right? Host name R1. I mean, he is R2, right? So task 2. We only got 4 tasks, y'all. Task 2 says here to what he said. Configure the IPv6 addresses on fast Ethernet interfaces of our router 1 and router 2 as illustrated in the topology, and add the loopback addresses to router 2. So what I have here on the labels, right? Basically, we're gonna put the interface, the IP address on that interface. So this prefix dot that, and then same thing with gig 00 on router 2. Then on router 2, we're gonna do the loopback 0 and then the loopback 1. So if y'all want to go ahead and do that, if you don't know, just follow along, right? So we're gonna go to interface GI 00. Let's see what we got so far though. Show IP interface brief. You need to do show IPv6 interface brief because it's IPv6, right? As opposed to just show IPv6 interface brief, as opposed to just show IP interface, right? So notice we're gonna do gig 00. We need to, he's admin down right now, right? And then let's go ahead and no shut it. Put the IP address. Typically you want to put the IP address and then no shut it. But I want to no shut it because last time I did it and forgot to turn it up. Remember that? So his IP address, IPv6 address is gonna be 3FFF colon 1234. We got Dave W in the building. What's up, man? I guess I can hit y'all with some bruhs, but this phone is acting like it don't want to charge. There you go. What we said, colon ABCD colon 1 colon 1, right? And then the other one's gonna be the same thing right there, but colon 2 on router 2, right? Y'all with me so far? And then he's /64. Once we do that, y'all notice at the beginning, he had nothing there, right? No IP addresses there, right? But we just did this one, right? And then as soon as you do a show IP interface brief, you will see we got 2 addresses there. Well, that's weird. We got this one, and then we got this funky one right here too. Well, this is what we call our link local address, right? We use that to communicate locally if we need to, right? You can't use this on the internet. It's almost like trying to use a private IP address or even a 169 IP address, IPv4 address on the internet. You can't do that, right? It's called a link local address because you can communicate locally with it only. So it's almost like the APIPA address, 169 address for IPv4, if that make any sense, right? So that's what happened. He's turned up. We got the IP address there, and let's verify our work, right? Once you're done, verify it again. Also, what I want to make sure I do this time too is let's go ahead and turn on IPv6, right? Even though when you do the show run, remember y'all remember how to turn it on, right? I remember how to turn it on. I just want to see if y'all remember how to turn on or enable IPv6 on a router. Does anybody remember? That's y'all pop quiz for the day. I remembered it yesterday from yesterday, and I don't know how I forgot, because I remember saying it in one of my videos on my channel, one of my tutorials, but yeah, sometimes let's see. Anybody remember? If not, then I'm gonna just go ahead and power that bad boy on. While y'all do that, let me go ahead and create those loopbacks and then fix that interface right there on gig 00, right? So global config mode, right? Interface GI00. And we're gonna say IPv6 address is 3FFF colon 1234 colon ABCD colon 1 colon 2/64. Y'all with me so far? So basically that IP address, that prefix, right? And he's .2 or colon 2/64, right? And then we do a show IPv6 IPv5 6 interface brief. I remember seeing somebody make that mistake too. And he's admin down, right? So he's up. I mean, he got the interface, the IP addresses. Now we got to turn him up with a no shut. Do a show IP interface brief again, and now he's up, and he got his interface correctly, right? 3FFF 1234 ABCD 1 colon 2/64. How can we see the /64? Is it just show IP interface and then the IP without the brief? So IPv6 interface and then GI00 like that. Yes. So we can see no virtual link. So right there, IPv6 is enabled on that interface. Link local address is that, and then that is our subnet, right? So that prefix, I know I called it prefix. Well, this is yeah, that is this is the IP address right there. So we can use this globally, but this is what we use to communicate locally. But either way, he's only got one link there, and he's definitely connected. Let's take a look at our routes as well. Well, actually, let's do that on router 1. Anybody remember how to enable IPv6 on a router? Before I go back, let me do these loopbacks. After I configure these loopbacks, if nobody on say it, I'm gonna just go ahead and do it, right? So router 2. We'll go back to global config mode. We're gonna say interface loopback 0. IPv6 address is 3FFF colon 1234 colon AAA colon 1/64, right? And then we're gonna do the same thing with interface loopback 1. IPv6 address is 3FFF colon 1234 colon BBBB colon 1 colon 1/64. Make sure that's all correct. That looks like it's correct. Let's do a show IPv6 interface brief. Check our work there. Let's exclude the unassigned so we can see exactly what we got, what we working with here. All right, so we got this guy. He's up. He also has his link local address. So y'all remember, don't forget to loop back the link local address is what we might have to point our route to. But I'm not too sure. I don't know how to do default static routes with IPv6. I don't remember how to do that, so I might need y'all help with this one. Loopback 0's got his IP addresses correct, right? It says quad A colon 1. He need to have another 1 there, so that don't look right. That don't look right. Let me make sure I did that correctly on loopback 0. He need to have an extra 1 there, so he need to look like, you see how this is? That one is done correctly. This one is not. So let's go ahead and erase this right here. This is why we need to, verify our work, y'all. I keep preaching this, man. Loopback. So run your show commands. Interface loopback 0. We're gonna say no IP address, and then let's go ahead and do a show IP interface brief excluding unassigned, and then loopback 0. I thought I removed it. Did I not remove it? Oh, it's no IPv6 address. See, always verify no IPv6 address. Now let's take a look at it. And then loopback 0 has no address. Y'all see that? So now let's go ahead and put that address, which was loopback 0 that, and then so 1 colon and then the colon. So we're gonna do this. IPv6 address. Let's do that again, right? 3FFF colon 1234 colon AAAA colon. Y'all with me so far? Anybody questions? Danny got it correct. IPv6 unicast routing is how you enable IPv6 on a router. I believe it's already on by default. I'm not even too sure, but let's check though. We'll see. And then 1 colon 1 like that /64. That's what we needed. So now let's do a show IP interface brief. Exclude the unassigned. That is how he looked like. That's what he needed to be. Y'all see it lines up just like that, right? So 3FFF. The only thing that's different is the last half of it. So this is quad A 1 and then colon 1, and then this is quad B 1 colon 1, just like that, right? So that's exactly what we was looking for. Let's go ahead and enable IPv6 unicast routing to enable it on there. But let's take a look at our routing table so far, right? Let's do show IPv6 now that he is turned on. Let's show IPv6 route, and we'll see we got some routes already, right? They are connected local, but none of them is a default gateway, right? We should see a default gateway. I'm not sure how, I don't remember how it looked like on IPv6, but we do see, I believe, is it the ND there? Non-default, this says ND default. I don't think that is. I think that's neighbor discovery is what that is. Let's see. Nope, because you'll have an S, I believe, if it's a default route or if it's a static route. I don't remember. Let's see what we got so far here. Oh, we needed to, so we could see the routing table, right, on there, on router 2. Let's go to router 1. See, look at there. Default, we got a duplicate address. So we got a mistake here. We got to fix this problem. 3FFF 1234 on gig 00. Interesting. What? We got a duplicate address there. He said 112. Interesting. Did I do, what is the IP address for gig 00 there? Not by default. It's not on by default. Okay, good to know. But I wanted to see, how do you know? I know it'll show up in a running config, but how do you know if it's enabled or not? What other show command can you tell if it's enabled or not? Let's take a look at the interfaces here. Gig 00. Oops, my bad. I want to do exclude the unassigned. Exclude the unassigned. Show IPv6. Come on, man. Let's do this. Now get out of here with that. Close this. What else? Close that. So show IPv6 interface brief. Gig 00 has 1 and then dot 2. Right? Whereas this one, where is that duplicate address coming from? Did I remove? I hope I removed it. That's wrong. Why did I put that there? He should be not 2. He should be just 1. That's the duplicate address. That's the problem there. Y'all see that? Do y'all see that? So basically I put dot 2, right? So I put this address on gig 00. So that's something interesting right there. We got to pay attention to. I'm glad that this is the reason why I don't like to turn off logging on the routers, because I wouldn't have noticed that right there. So we have a duplicate address there. Let's take a look at what I have on this router, right? Show IPv6 interface brief, and then exclude the unassigned, and we'll see that this right there is the same IP address that I put on router 2, right? So 3FFF 1234 ABCD 1::2, right? So ABCD 1::2. Where I did it right there, ABCD 1::2. So yes, we have a duplicate address. Fat Finger Squad in the building. Y'all see why I call us the Fat Finger Squad? Because I be fat fingering this stuff, and this is the reason why we need to verify our work. But luckily, we have logging turned on, and we was able to see that immediately. So gig 00, let's just say no IPv6 address, right? Do a show IPv6 interface brief, and then let's exclude unassigned, verify that it's gone. It is gone. We'll go back to global config mode. We are in there, and we'll say IPv6 address is 3FFF:1234. Come on, man, 34 colon. We just doing the addressing still, man. What kind of 1:1? That's what we needed. /64, like that. And then and that's a good thing that they let us know IPv6 address or interface brief, exclude unassigned, and we'll see. So he is 3FFF:1234 ABCD 1::1, and he is 3FFF:1234 1::2. So there, that should be correct. Let's take a look at router 1 to see his routing tables. IPv6, show IPv6 route. And we have what looks like, it says ND. This right here looks like some sort of, I'm not even sure what that is right there. It says ND is default. So does that mean it's our default route? Because yes, I do remember that looks familiar. That looks familiar. Let's see here. I'm like, hey Gonzalo, I was late too, bro. I didn't tune in until I said that I was going to tune in at 8 o'clock, Gonzalo. I didn't tune in. You'll see on my channel, I used the live stream on my phone while I'm driving home. I was playing ball. I didn't finish playing ball till like 7:55. There was no way I was going to make it till 8 o'clock. So we had a couple people in the building. We got my man Yobo. We got AO checked in with me. Anderson Technologies. I don't know if he's still in here. But they rock with me as I was driving home, man. I said, my bad for tuning in late. But if you want to get caught up, it's page 190 in the book, lab number 44. We still doing some IP addressing. I found a couple mistakes, fat fingering. But right now we're on task number 3 out of 4. So we only got 2 more tasks and we're going to wrap it up here. We configured the IP addresses on the fast Ethernet interfaces, or in my case, gigabougie ports, my gigabit Ethernet ports. We did the IP addressing on the loopbacks. We verified it. Configure a default static route on router 1 to allow traffic to reach the subnets connected to router 2. So basically, we need some routes to get to these loopback addresses right now, right? We have these routes right here. We have this connected route that takes us to the router itself, but it's not going to take us to these networks right here because we don't have any routes to them, right? So most likely it is going to be, I thought this would be considered our default route right here, but it says ND default. I don't even know what that is, and I'm not going to make pretend. So I'm going to go ahead and Google that right now. We hope everybody's doing well, man. Appreciate it, man. Don't worry about it. Like I said, Gonzalo, I was late, and I appreciate you guys. Let's see what an ND route is. ND IPv6 ND default. Let's see what that is. I don't know what that is. IPv6 ND default is considered neighbor discovery, just like I said earlier. Let's see. What is ND? So it's neighbor discovery. Uses ICMP and the solicited multicast addresses to determine the link layer address neighbor on the same network. So with that, we was able to determine the link local address for that router, I guess. That's what that allowed us to do. I don't think that's the default route, though. We need to configure a default route, and I don't know how to do it. Luckily, the book has a solution guide. And in case you were tuned in for the first time, I don't think there's any first-timers in here, but you can get a copy of this book from 101labs.net. This is the lab book that we're using for this lab. 101 Labs, Cisco CCNA version 4. It's authored by Paul Browning and Farai Tafa. Experts agree that we retain only 10% of what we read, but 90% of what we do, and that's why I love this book. There's also a link in the description box below, so you can get a copy of this book if you want. It's an affiliate link, so I get a commission if you do. But I do know on router 1, we need to configure some static routes, right? So we're going to go to global config mode, and we're going to say IPv6 route, right? And then let's see here. It says we can. He remembers how to do that. I can, like I said, I can check that is the default route, right? So if that's the default route, does that mean we can get to these loopbacks, right? So let's look at it again. You're saying that it is the default route, right? So let's do a show IPv6, ship IPv6 route, right? Show IPv6 route like this right here. So you saying that's our default route. That too looks like it means that's our administrative distance, right? That doesn't mean the hops, right? Static routes, do they use hops as the AD? No, they don't. I mean, as the metric? No, that's the access, that's the AD. The second number would be considered your metric. And it says 0. And really, in a way, it's one hop away. So if you're saying that that is the default route, do we just say IPv6 route to get to the network 3FFF:123? Because right, we need to create the default route to take us to that loopback and another default route to take us to this loopback right there, right? 1234:AAAA:1::. We don't need that last one because that's the host address. So we ain't got to do that. We could just do /64 just like this right here, right? Nope. So if we just do : like that and then /64, yep. And then we're gonna say, so we're saying to get to this network, the source is gonna be our gig 00 interface, right? For sure, that's gonna be the source. And then the way to get there is to take the next hop address, but we don't want to do that. That would be just a static route. So, and no, quad 0 is a default route. Yes, that's what I thought. Exactly. But that's exactly what we came to do, though. Configure IPv6 default routes. Does that mean it was already configured? Because there's already one there in the oh, it's quad. Oh, it's 0, not 1. And I was doing 1 is what I was trying to do, right? Is that what it was? So, : /0 is a default route. Okay. So, we don't want to specify this network, do we? I'm going to say to get there, take gig 00. No, we don't want to do the exiting interface. We just want to do 64 and then the next hop address. No, because we want a default route. We're specifying network there. And let's see. What was that? Let me read that back. Configure a... So we just need to configure one route then. Yeah. We just need to reach the subnet. So it's not like we have to create 2 routes. We don't need to create one route here and then one route to that network. We're just creating a route to get out of our network, right? Get out of our neighborhood, like what I said, right? So what Danny was saying is the default route, : /0. So we don't need to specify this specific network. We're just saying just to get anywhere out of this router or to get any other network, take this router. We don't have a specific route to that destination. So let's see, IPv6 route, and then : 1 like that, and then /64. that what we saying there? Take the next hop or just the gig 00? Yeah, I think we're gonna do gig 00 for the source, right? So we're gonna say gig 00 and then the link local address of the other router to get to those loopbacks. I think that's what we need to do. So that, I believe, would be considered our default route, right? Or is it 0? It's 0, not 1. Duh. Like you said. So yes, :/0. So yes, that's what I need to remember. That's what we need to remember, because I remember seeing that before. We'll check the solution guide too, though. And task 4 is to ping across anyway, right? So the source is gonna be gig 00, and then so from gig 00 to get there, take the link local address of the neighboring router. So we need to go to router 2 and see what that is, right? It's gonna be gig 00. This is the link local address of that other router, right? So what we're saying here is, from router 1 to get to that network, take this next hop as the next hop of the link local address. Same thing with this one. To get to that network, take this next hop. But we're not specifying those networks. We're just saying to get out of this router, take the next hop of that right there, the link local address of this. So let's go back to router 1. Take the, let's see where it asked us for that though. Right there, IPv6 of the next hop. So we're putting the link local address though, right? So we're doing this right here. Do we need to do /64? I don't think so. I don't think so. We could specify the AD. We ain't got to do all that. We ain't got to do all that. So we just press enter, right? So when a router receives a packet with address that is not in the router table, it'll send it to the default route. Yes, exactly what Danny just said. So this is the same concept that applies with IPv4. We're just doing it with IPv6, right? So yeah, good point, Danny. I'm gonna press enter, take a look at our routing table, send the ping across, pray to the network gods, and hope that we can ping them loopbacks over there and call it a night. And we check our routing table, and there it is right there. This looks like it's our static route right there. And I mean, our default route right there. But what I wanna know is what this is right here. That's what I wanna know. It says neighbor discovery. I might look a little deeper into that. If y'all want me to do that on stream, and we could try to figure out what that is. But you're saying that is that the default route or no? Because we built another one right here. So let's go ahead and have router 1 ping the loopback address over there. Ping 3FFF:1234 :1:1. I don't have to put the prefix, I mean the subnet over there. Ping across, and we got it going. Perfect. We prayed to the network gods. Let's see if we can ping. We should be able to theoretically ping the other loopback as well. And just do BBB like that, right? Because it's BBB, right? :. Now make sure I'm not pinging router 2 from router 2, like I did the other time. 1:1 like this right here. Pray to the network gods, and we were able to ping them. Appreciate your help there, Danny. So to basically, let's wrap this up. Let's take a look at the routing table, and then we're going to look at the syntax for that IPv6 route, right? So we do show IPv6 route. We should do a trace hop. That's what we should do to see what it did. But obviously it's going to do that. But let's do it anyway. Trace route. Let's take a look at the routing table real quick, right? So we said ND default. We already looked it up. That meant neighbor discovery. So IPv6 neighbor discovery uses ICMP messages and solicited node multicast addresses to determine the link layer address of a neighbor on the same network. So for us to get that link local address on router 2, he used ND to get it, right? And it's a solicited message, right? So he sent the message across to get that link local address, even though we had to define it in the route. So whatever. What else they got to say about that? What is ND in IPv6? We're going to look at this RFC here. This specification. Okay, so look, this is an RFC. This is how we know we some nerds in here. We looking up RFCs on a Saturday night. But goddamn it, that's what we gonna do. Introduction right here. So we had it right there. It was just highlighted. The specification. This specification defines neighbor discovery protocol for IPv6 nodes, hosts, and routers. use in neighbor discovery, or ND, to determine link layer addresses, right? Link layer is what? Layer 2, like MAC addresses and stuff like that, for neighbors known to reside on attached links. Well, guess what? That is a neighbor. This is our neighbor to router 2, and it's an attached link. That right there, right? What else he says in that RFC? Come on, bring up. Come back, come back, come back to me. Where'd he go? Link layer addresses for neighbors known to reside on attached links and to quickly purge cached values that become invalid. Hosts also use neighbor discovery to find neighboring routers that are willing to forward packets on their behalf. Good to know too. So maybe we could do some Wireshark captures, but I think that's a little OD. We ain't got to do all that tonight. Plus, I got some other shit to do. I need to eat. I just finished hooping. So I ain't even take no bath. I just came over here and started live streaming. What kind of nerd am I, man? On a Saturday night looking up IPv6 RFCs. What kind of shit is that, man? But you know what? That's how we do. That's why I like rocking with y'all, man. The Fat Finger Squad. I would not be doing this on a normal, man. You guys really motivate me to do stuff like this, man. So let's finish reading this routing table, right? So that's what that ND default meant. It's a way for us to get link local addresses from neighboring routers that are attached directly to us. So if we had another router right here, I don't think we'll be able to discover the link local address from router 1. I don't think we'll be able to do that. We would have to specify the next hop that is directly connected to us, right? And plus, in order for us to get to that route, we probably would have had to create a default route, whatever. So that's what that ND meant, right? And that's what that is. Apparently, that we know that this should mean the administrative distance, right? Is 2. That is our metric. Is 0. He said to get there we can use via this, and I believe that's the link local address of the other router, right? Let's see, FE80 E51 11FF, right? So let's go to router 2. Yes, FE80 E51 11FF FEA3BA00, right? So that's that. Yep. So that's the link local address from there, right? We're pretty much done. I'm just kind of dissecting this IPv6 routing table. I'm not used to reading IPv6 routing tables. Man, he cheated in those games. What you talking? Man, you talking about I cheated, man? Get out of here. No, I did it, man. We did not cheat, man. I promise you. We was hooping today, man. We was hooping. We won 5 games in a row, man. That last game, though, I was playing garbage, man. I was just rebounding and passing the ball. I was almost gave up on them, but they really kept us in that game. But anyways, the hell with you, Kevin, man. But anyways, and matter of fact, one of the guys I was playing with, his name Kevin too. Wait a minute, is that you, Kevin, man? This guy. Man, get out of here with that guy. Man, this dude, man, he was hooping with us too, and we whooped him, man. Don't listen to that guy. So anyways, we have the static route right here that we configured. That's the one we configured right there. This dude, man. So we got this is exactly what Danny told us, right? :/0. This is exactly how we write our default route, right? So we got to remember that right there. Just like kind of like we do default route with IPv4 is IP route and then 0.0.0.0, and then the wildcard mask 0.0.0.0, and then you could either use the exiting interface or the router's next hop, the forwarding router's next. The next hop would be the forwarding router's address, right? But in this case, we would do how we write IPv6 routing. This is exactly how we did it, right? So IPv6 route, right? Just like IP, but we just add a V6, and then this would be considered our default route right there. So :/0/64. So appreciate that, Dave right there. I'm like, this dude, man. I'm like, I know a Kevin too, man. He actually, wait a minute, that's you, Kevin. This guy over here talking shit on my web chat over here. And then the exiting interface would be gig00, right, to get us out of that neighborhood. Just like I said, if you don't know how to get somewhere, you're at least getting out of your neighborhood, right? And that's what that gig00 does, right? And then to get there, we're going to use the link local address of the other router. So the link local address, not the physical address, not this right there, right? So let me show you on router 2. Remember, router 2, that gig00 has 2 IP addresses there. He has this one that we've manually configured, right? That he can use that on the internet, and then his link local address that was automatically assigned to him, and that can be used only locally. But we use that as our next hop, right? So back to that route that we wrote, which is right here, right? So default route, and then we're saying source gig00, next hop's link local address, and that's all we needed to do. So it was pretty much simple, man. Most of the stuff that we did here was configuring IP addresses and stuff like that. Appreciate your help there, Danny. I guess we can wrap it up. Tomorrow's lab is lab number, what is it? Lab number 45, configuring IP floating static routes. But we're doing IPv4 tomorrow. Y'all know IPv6 be making my head spin, man. I don't really use it very often. And if you guys want to follow along next time, get you a copy of this book, 101 Labs, Cisco CCNA version 4. You can copy this from 101labs.net. There's also a link in the description box below. It is an affiliate link, so I do get commission if you get that book from there. Also, join that Discord server, y'all. We're gonna try to communicate more often there. So if I'm late to my live streams and stuff like that, y'all make sure check the Discord server and I'll communicate with you guys, let you know if I'm running late. But y'all know Monday through Thursday we do this, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I am not going to be late on those. It's just that I didn't have my daughter this weekend, and I said I'm going to go ahead and try to get some more labbing in this weekend. So 2 things I definitely learned from these past streams. How to write a static route using IPv6, right? We said IPv6 route, and then we were saying the specific destinations prefix / its subnet or whatever, like /64 or whatever, kind of like this. And then the exiting interface, and then the link local address of the other router. That's how we write our static routes. And then our default route would be IPv6 route ::0/64, and then the exiting interface, link local address of the next router, and that's pretty much it. So that's something we need to try to remember, y'all. At least I do. I try to do things over and over and over for them to stick in my head. That's how I do, though. So if y'all have any other questions, man, y'all hit me up on the Discord server. Let me go ahead and give you guys the link of the invite. Let's see here. Invite people. Copy. Boom. So that is the Discord server. We'll communicate with there offline and stuff like that, or when I'm not live. And from there, I'll give you guys any updates. Today I just reached 3,600 subscribers, so we 3,600 subs strong. My goal is to try to get at least 5,000 by the summertime, and I think we're almost there, man. There's been a lot of people that's been tuning in and stuff like that, and I appreciate you guys for rocking with me, even when I'm running in late. But this is how we do. We gonna lab every day and stuff like that. And that's pretty much it for y'all, man. Leave a comment down below for anything else you want to see. Hit me with that like button. Share these videos on Discord. Share them on TikTok. Share them on Instagram. Share these videos, man. Let them know that NetworkBruh makes this network stuff fun. And we are going to try to, right now we're doing, well, I ain't going to say this stuff is easy, but we're messing with, small topologies, and we're doing most of the simple CCNA stuff. But after that, we're going to start doing CCNP level stuff. And those are going to be a little bit tougher. We're going to be doing IPv6, more IPv6, DHCP, NATing, OSPF. We're going to be doing complex EIGRP stuff. Right now, we're just playing with 2 routers in IPv6, man. It's just going to get, it's going to get really complex, and we're gonna rock this, man. But for now, comment, like, subscribe to the network. The giveaway, Danny. I'm probably gonna do a giveaway when I get to 5,000 subs. That's probably what I'll do. I really want to wait till I get to about 10,000 subs, but once we get to about 5,000, it should be a good mile mark. Good landmark number. So when I get to about 5,000 subs, and I'll do another giveaway. I ain't gonna give away no hardware. I'll probably give away, I don't know what y'all think, what I should give away. Maybe some books. I don't know. Yeah, it's about to get real, man. Until next lab, Anderson. Technologies, consulting. I don't know what I'm gonna give away. Maybe I'll give away a copy of this book. I'll probably give away a copy of this book, but by that time, we're definitely gonna be in the CCNP level for sure, because we're halfway through this book right here. We're on lab number 44 through this book, and there's 101 labs, right? The first couple, I was doing them on my own before I started doing these live streams. So, but yeah, when I get to about 5,000 subs, I'll do a giveaway then. But for now, comment, like, subscribe to the network.